Today I'd like to share with you along the theme that you can worship God anywhere. And this comes from Acts chapter 16, beginning in verse 16 through verse 40, which is a fascinating passage that would have made for a great movie because there's so much action that takes place. It begins with Paul and his companions, who we think include Silas, Timothy, and Luke. They go to a place of prayer. There's a slave girl there who has a spirit of divination, and she's made her owners a great deal of money by fortune telling. And she was following Paul and the rest of them around, crying out, "These men are slaves of the Most High God who proclaim to you a way of salvation." And she did this for many days. So Paul was patient for a while, but then finally, and I love this phrasing, Paul, very much annoyed, turned and said to the Spirit, "I order you in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her." And it came out that very hour. So Paul, in a sense, performs an exorcism. That's a religious problem. But when her owners saw that their hope of making money was gone, that's an economic problem. They seized Paul and Silas and dragged them into the marketplace before the authorities. And they brought them before the magistrates. And they said, "These men are disturbing our city. They are Jews." Now they're using an ethnic, thing to stir up trouble. So we've got a religious problem, an economic problem, now an ethnic problem. And then they go on to say, and they're advocating customs that are not lawful for us as Romans to adopt or observe. Now it's a political problem. You can see this is how, if you want to get a mob going, bring in economics, bring in ethnicity, and bring in politics. So now the crowd joins in attacking them, and the magistrate has them stripped of their clothing. They're beaten with rods. They were given a severe flogging, and they threw them into prison and ordered the jailer to keep them securely. Following these instructions, he put them in the innermost cell and fastened their feet in the stocks. Our verse for the day is verse 25. Remember, this is about how you can worship God anywhere. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. I love that verse. They have truly a captive audience. Of course they're listening to Paul and Silas pray and sing. It's not like they can escape. It's not like they can get away. Maybe I should chain people to the pews here at BBC so they can't escape when we're worshiping. But anyway, it's an amazing feat to me on their part. What we learn, you can worship God anywhere, even in prison, even in the midst of pain. They've been flogged and beaten. So they're obviously hurting physically. Their hopes are not great right now, and yet they're praying and singing hymns and psalms, and there's an earthquake, and their chains fell off, and they're delivered. It's a remarkable story. Whatever you're going through, it may be difficult, still find ways that you can pray and sing hymns to God and keep worshiping. Because like Paul and Silas, you never know when God may act in a mighty way to deliver you too.